mystery shaker today. So if you did not shake the hand of Bob Jessen, it's a quarter today.
I got him.
We're going to start our happy dollars with Gary. Pass it on, Chair Gary. I understand you made some sort of a promissory note last week to Louis on the... Oh, that could be a problem.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I am indeed coming up with the money, copying up the money, and in case I need you, you're all witnesses. Okay. All right. Well, to continue, I do have a happy buck for 50-year high school reunion this past weekend. I made some new friends out of old acquaintances.
Fine, John. I see $1 in front of your plate. Oh. You want to buy the table then, or? That's President John.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, thank you. I was really surprised that to find myself sleeping with a 70-year-old woman Monday. It was as good as it gets.
Hi, Hal. I'm good. How you doing?
Positive.
I'm
My
Julius.
beautiful wife, Connie, the sunshine of my life, cranked over 70. The best part of it was I pulled off the first surprise I was able to do in my life. Had all of the sons and grandsons at the Kalama Harbor Lodge, and she cried for the first half hour.
As you, let's give Zone Chair Cindy a chance.
President Leroy, members and guests, I won't be here next week because I'll be in a cruise in Alaska.
Ooh.
We will be.
Valentina.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I'm really happy that this happy buck ended on a happy note. So there's $1 for that. I have $1. Thank you, Jim Reinke, for doing our award ceremonies, but best of all, thank you for checking those spelling, because I thought I had it right. And the other happy $1 is I'm just happy to be here. I spoke to an old friend this morning. My phone lit up. It said Mel Boldinghouse. And I go, oh my gosh, he's still alive.
Okay. Yeah. Lion Louis, is that idle cash or? Okay, that's your payment. Lloyd, are you gearing up for football? How about Pat? Did you shake his hand? Dick? Bob, did you shake his hand? It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Lion Pat.
Being my fellow Lions and guests, I just have $1 that my husband doesn't know I have. And I'm just happy because this is the 4th day I have gone and I don't have any pain anywhere and I'm just thrilled.
What do you mean you don't have any pain? You came in with the pain. See? I can fight back. Yeah, you got $1? Attaboy. Blind Lloyd, he can't take it. You know, you're more annoying than Swanson. King Lion, Phil Lyons again. Here's $1. I'll have you know I'm a Mr. Wonderful. Would you like to rebut that as well, or no? That's for the non-handshake. Okay. All right. Hey, badge. Isn't that cool, Ryan? Isn't that great? Good gracious, good morning. You ready, David? Lion David.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. Guess we're because I don't know what else to do. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night, from the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, wide the foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Play ball.
Well done, sir. What do you think about that? Let's go back here to, whoa. What did you call me earlier?
Good looking guy.
Past District Governor Jim.
King Lion Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I've got $2. $1 is, I'm very happy because the sun is out today, but I just saw in the news last night that we can expect about 1.25 inches of rain tomorrow. And what that means is summer is over. The tomatoes will all turn brown and get little spots of rot. Okay, that's the bad news, but the good, worst news for you folks, I know you hate to hear this, but by golly, my wife Eileen will not be here next week. And I will not be here next week.
It's from one past district governor to another past district governor. Mark.
There is such a thing as a good-looking past governor? I didn't know that. Wow, that's low. There's a quarter for getting Bob's hand.
You were right next to him.
Yeah. I think actually I might have, but as John says, it's 2 seconds or 2 steps, and I couldn't remember, so it's safer throwing the quarter in. First $1, weekend before last, was Relay for Life. President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I will take another quarter out in a minute. First $1, weekend before last, was Relay for Life. It was very touching Luminaria celebration. I wasn't able to attend a whole bunch of it, but I was able to attend that, and my late daughter-in-law's sister spoke, so it was very touching. $1 number 2 was this past weekend. Ellen went with me. We went up to Lions office building up there. They have their annual memorial celebration, memorial planting, and was up there to honor a governor I served with, Sid Raymer from 19I, which is Vancouver Island in the North Indian Olympic Peninsula. It was nice to honor him. However, the first person I saw when I walked in was Hal. Go all the way to Bellingham, and I run into Hal. I don't know what happened with there. And finally, the third daughter, looking forward to this weekend, I'm going to be meeting my biological sister and her husband in swim, showing them around there.
Oh, what fun. Let's go here first. The age before the seniority. Pass it on, chair. Whoa. Could you go a little higher next time? George.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. This morning I took my sister and brother-in-law down to the airport so they could fly back to Georgia. They've been up here for a week, and we spent a week at the beach. It was very nice.
All right. Pass it on, chair. Steve.
Yeah. President Leroy Bell Lions, I guess, a couple of sad bucks. I missed Thursday night at the lake, and I also missed Saturday at the Squirrel Fest.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't. I was at a car show.
Okay, Eric? Footer?
Yeah.
Okay, big boy. He forgot to shake the hand of the mystery shake.
How about a day ahead?
Hold on a minute, Mike. He's paying ahead. That's good, that's good. Are you gonna do something, sir? Okay, we'll go to line Mike.
President Leroy, fellow lions and guests, 2 happy bucks today. One of them is that we're going to get our wheelchair ramp fixed so that it's not so steep. The other happy dollar is that as a guest today is Barbara Moberly. Makes me very happy.
Good, Mike. You want to take a moment to clean up? Lion Anita.
Let me laundry that
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I have a happy buck. Next week I will not be here because I'm going to have my final and hopefully the last ever breast cancer surgery, and I hope to be able to live the rest of my life in tribute to the people who lost so bad.
Lion Dolly. Treasure Dolly.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, very excited. We are done with the chuck wagon. Squirrel Fest was a blast.
Okay, Vice, Mr. Governor, I'm amazed, simply amazed that you wouldn't have shaken Mr. Shaker's hand. However, it's proper to introduce you as Vice District Governor Doug.
Thank you, Lowrey. I apologize, I was a little late coming here. I had to go rescue my banner. I explained my situation. Do you want to do this? President, fellow lions and guests, quick happy dollar. Doug Osterdahl with me here. Yesterday, we were both in uniform wearing guns.
Don't believe this.
It's true. It's my dollar, by the way.
Kind of like a Barney.
And we were called out to the Steel Funeral Home. They're having a funeral out there. Should be a nice, calm event, right? Well, 3 brothers. One of them is an ex-con, and he was disbarred from being there. Well, we were there supposed to be at 10:30. We got there just a little bit after 10:30. He had been there and assaulted his sister. So he took off. Well, shortly the sheriff's department came to take a report, took a report and left. So they start the funeral. It's inside that little room there. We're underneath the canopy in our patrol car, just watching the front door. And we're talking about, what, this guy comes back with an AR-15 or something. All of a sudden I hear, let it out, let it out, let it out. And we fucking roll out of the car, and we looking around, all of a sudden here, dun, dun, dun. It was a 21 gun salute around the
What's that truck you fall off when you don't have a clue? Okay. Ask President Cindy. I know she has a very happy announcement.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I have some $10. The first 5 is that you guys all know what a wonderful husband I have. So I was talking to Tracy McDaniel on the phone. She was trying to arrange a trip up here for the end of September. So I asked her if she was going to be able to do that. She says she dares not travel because of Daryl. I get off the phone and I'm kind of bummed, and Jim goes, book your trip. So I'm going to Alabama next month to see my friends Daryl and Tracy. Jim wants to go, but because of family stuff, he can't go. And then the following month, we're going to see Keith and Cheryl Huff. So I may come back with a Southern accent.
Y'all.
That's precious.
Ask Zone Chair Marilyn.
That's it. President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, it took so long for you to get here, I can't remember what I wanted to say. $1 was for the guy I'm sitting next to. I'm not sure who he is. I think he might be a new Lion potential. You know, this guy's got long hair, a beard, and a story to tell today.
One sailing trip, it changed everything. Yeah. He's got a big tent outside. Yeah. That's why we're waiting.
I don't remember what that was for.
Okay, remembering that we do have a program, Hal,
I'm not going, brother.
ask Council Chair Hal.
Thank you. We got a program.
Low-level tail twisters, President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests. You know, I came here, I've been wondering for the last few days, will I should get rid of this beard and the hair.
Oh, no.
But Jim Reineke said I was the ugliest guy in the room, and when the other ugliest guy in the room says it to you, it makes you want to stay the same, doesn't it? Yeah, that's right. Second happy dollar of seeing Mark up at the Memorial Garden while I was facilitating Patty Allen's cabinet retreat for 19H. That was pretty cool. And so now for the program. How many here ever watch America's Funniest Home Videos? Yeah. I had a moment. So I'm up on the ladder screwing some screws into a board to pull a board back into the house. And my little screw holder here falls off. And I go, oh, okay, I'll just stop. And I got to go down. I set my little screwdriver on the little table. You know how a ladder has a place to set stuff.
You got screwed.
And I almost was screwed. Okay, so I'm down below picking up all the screws and I bumped the ladder. So the battery hits me on the head, and unbeknownst to me, this screwdriver went through my thumb through and through, but it came out and it didn't hurt, and so I'm laying there on the ground like this. And all of a sudden, where's this blood coming from all over my face? It was my thumb. And so my wife comes out and goes, oh, what happened? And I tell her the story, and she breaks up laughing. It's okay for you all to laugh. No stitches. Just got back from a doctor who said, or she said, that this physician's assistant said that I might live.
There might be some brain damage.
That was our program. You can take off if you want.
Thank you for the wet napkin, whomever.
Secretary Phil.
President Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, yesterday afternoon I was transferring from my office chair to my wheelchair, and I did a fill. And like all my fills, it was much more spectacular than it was painful. But my great-granddaughter, who's 18 months old, absolutely freaked. And so we got her all settled down. Well, this morning at 8:15 she arrived, and at 8:16 she went over to that office chair and absolutely read the riot act. Second happy dollar is, I know you're all interested in finding out what's going on up at the Gooey Duck football training camp. The grass is ripe, and it will be cut soon, and the football team will have a very happy retreat. And finally, I have a very happy dollar because I did a little preview on my computer, and I can tell you the Columbia security officers are going to look exceptionally good in brown pants.
And lastly, Lion Kirk.
King Lion Leroy, fellow Lions and guests, I have 5 happy dollars. It's actually a sad happy dollar, yeah. I'm sad because I won't be here at next meeting. I'm going to miss the meeting. Horrible loss. The happy dollar is I'm going to be in Browning, Montana. Does anybody know where Browning, Montana is? Hey, we got some people here. There they go. So, Browning, Montana, I'm going there because my son, Sam, is getting married.
Past presidents, fellow Lions and guests, got a happy buck. I was able to scrounge this up, thank you. And so I'm going to buy a lot with this happy buck. This weekend, my wife and I had a pretty musical weekend. Started off with down at the Edgefield McMinimans. Got to enjoy Pink Martini, and the opening act was Booker T. And yeah, he was playing. His backup group was the Stax Review, and so he was going through all of his catalog and did a lot of Otis Redding and a bunch of others. It was pretty cool. And then Pink Martini. Well, those of you who know anything about Pink Martini, they've got a lot of different styles of music, and they sing in about 3 dozen different languages, and they expect you to sing with them. So, but that was really fun. The Von Trapp kids, you listen to Sound of Music. Well, the great grandkids, they were there, they were singing, so that was cool. Sunday, got to spend another musical day up at Country Club. They were hosting the Jazz on the Green, on the 18th green. That was pretty cool. I do have a suggestion for them, so maybe they can, to increase their membership, they could tear out the 18th green and just build an amphitheater, and maybe they can have concerts. It'd be a good place for it. So, we'll see. Anyway, that being said, I don't have anything else. Got that. Leading us in invocation today is Walt Speck.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all of the blessings that you constantly bestow upon us. And thank you for all of the Lions and so many committed volunteers and inspired volunteers. Thank you for this food that we're receiving. Bless it to our bodies and bless us in your service, and we'll give you the praise. Amen.
Amen. Our pledge will be led by our third VP, Rex Boswell. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And for our musical number, our song leader will be First Vice District Governor Doug Harvey. My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing, land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring. Oh yes. Thank you. So, introduction of guest.
President Leroy, Lions and guests. We do have some guests. Kathy Carmody, you want to introduce?
Welcome.
And Lion Mike and Anita Boland have a guest.
This is our friend, and I'm here tonight to be our
Okay, so for announcements, we are going to start off with Sunshine Committee. Thank you. You're right there.
President Leroy, fellow members and guests, Gloria Lee, Mikey, had a heart attack on Friday, and she's at OHSU, and yesterday she had an angiogram and a stent put in her heart, and she's hoping to come home today, so I have a card up here if everybody signed it. Anyway, I'll get it off to her, but she needs prayers. Thank you.
Thank you. Next announcement is Bob Jensen.
President Leroy, fellow members and guests, we had a great weekend with the concessions again. We did 3,100 at the Lake Concert, and we did 4,000 at Squirrel Fest. Yes, last night we did a cleanup of the wagon, and we had 10 people show up, which is I was totally amazed. And Gordy Schultz got his work party in. So. Also, Ice Cream Wagon is going over to the Unique 10 car show this weekend, and I last looked over there at my sign-up sheet. I need 6 ice cream dippers and 2 cash people for hour-and-a-half shifts. It's a good deal. I'll put your name on a list so you can get in free, work an hour and a half, and then you can walk around and look at the beautiful cars. So sign up over there.
Gary Hill?
I just want to remind you, next week I will actually have the company store over here, so if you need apparel, expect it till next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Cindy, do you have Cindy Fickett, Zone Chair?
President Leroy, members and guests, I have sign-up sheets over here. Tonight is the zone meeting in Vancouver. Louie and I and Marilyn and Steve will be going that tonight. There's the USA Canada. You still have time to sign up. And football Wenatchee convention is over here too. So thanks. I have some vegetables here too, if anybody would like some from my garden. So feel free to take them.
And past President Craig first, do you have anything? Nothing? Sorry, I didn't ask you earlier. Cindy Comedy. Kathy, oh my gosh. How about Kathy?
Like I didn't go again, President Leroy. I'm in a mess. Laura Lee and I were supposed to co-chair on the sock hop. And so she gave me my stuff to do, but then she had her stuff to do. And now I don't know how well she is going to be able to do the things she was supposed to do, and I have no idea. I don't know if anybody helped her the last couple of years that she has done this, and if they have, help me please. Another little problem, we usually always have the King Brothers, so it's always a sock hop. This year, we do not have the King Brothers. We have Rayanne. Rayanne is a good band, but she is country western. Marilyn made the suggestion that maybe we should just call it a sock hop plus a rodeo. Because she will play a lot of her country western, which I'm fine with that. I have no problem.
You said Renee,
yeah.
Oh, it's not Brianne Phillips.
But she does play mostly country western, which I'm fine with because I like it. But if anybody has any suggestions or anybody that's helped her before on doing the sock hop, I have a few things that I know that need to be done, but I'm just not going to be real comfortable trying to bug her. And besides the heart attack, of course, she's still fighting cancer. So she doesn't need somebody pushing at her. So if anybody would step up and help me, I would so greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Next is Harold Malone.
Leroy, members, you heard earlier something about a wheelchair ramp. Yes, we have a wheelchair ramp to build at Mike Boland's, and we have materials coming, and we want to start that on Thursday morning. So if anybody wants to help with a wheelchair, let me know, and I'd like to meet with you right after this meeting right over there. It may take more than a day to do it, so we plan on maybe Thursday and anything else on Friday.
Thank you. And last announcement that I've got is this Thursday at 7 a.m. at Bob Paul's Cafe will be our board meeting. So board members, please make sure you're there. Again, that's 7 o'clock at Bob Paul's. And from there, we will turn this over to Kurt Aganasu.
Thank you. I absolutely feel the love. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce today's speakers. We actually have 3 speakers from the Washington State Department of Transportation. We have the dream team here. So we have Joanna Lowrey. She's Washington State Department of Transportation Kelso Area Engineer, Project Manager for the Industrial Way, Oregon Way project. She's been working for WSDOT for 15 years, and she's been working on this project, the Oregon Way Lewis and Clark Bridge, since 2015. And she's in the back there. And with her back there, we have Luis Sevillano. He's a designer working for WSDOT for 1 year. And here we have Julius Arevalo. He's a design team leader working for WSDOT for 4 years. And he's been working on this project for 2015. This is a very interesting project with regards to the crossing over the Lewis and Clark Bridge. But would you give a warm welcome to Julius Arevalo? Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Julius from the Washington State Department of Transportation in Kelso. I am the design team leader for this project. So let's get started. All right, so the Industrial Way Oregon Way project is located in the intersection of Industrial Way SR 433 and Oregon Way right here. So if you're heading east, you're heading towards I-5. You're heading west, you're heading towards Barlow Point or Ocean Beach Highway. If you're heading north, you're heading towards here. And if you're heading south, then you're heading towards Rainier, Oregon. All right, so this project is needed because in 2040, we are expecting that the traffic volume will increase by about 50%. On top of that, we are expecting significant growth in the growth and development in the industrial area. And it is expected that the railroad crossing that crosses Oregon Way will receive up to 30 trains per day. I'm sorry? No, it's
no matter what.
Yeah. So this project is also needed because we would like to improve the response time for the emergency service providers. And of course, finally, we would like to improve the safety for all the travel modes. So I believe that the last time that someone from our project team talked to your club was back in 2017, before we selected the preferred alternative and before we published the draft EIS. So I also believe that during that time, we had about 9 concepts that we were looking at and evaluating. So now I would like to present to you the 2 options that made it into the draft EIS. So the first option that we were looking at is the grade separated option. Before we go into detail, I just want to, the color is washed out, but just want to let you know that The gray color would be the grade separated roadway, meaning that it's going to be elevated. The purple color would be at grade, or it would remain on the ground. The red line that you are seeing here would be the future railroad crossing that the Port of Longview is planning. And then this green line right here would be the existing crossing that crosses Industrial Way here and Oregon Way to the north. So the grade separated option, as the name implies, the entire intersection will be raised above the ground. All the movements will be accommodated, meaning that the movement that the intersection have today will be similar in the future. Now, because the intersection is going to be elevated, we found out that by doing that, the grade separated roadway will touch down or end a few hundred feet south of Alabama. And this is the configuration that we are proposing if we are gonna go with the grade separated option. So we're going to have a one-way loop that goes underneath the grade separated roadway to serve the people who are living along Oregon Way. All right, this is the east leg on the Industrial Way side. Again, the grade separated roadway will touch down somewhere right in this area. And to keep access to the businesses on the north side of Industrial Way, we proposed that we would like to improve H Street and build a road that loops around back to SR 432. All right, this is the west leg of the intersection. This is right by the Weyerhaeuser Gate along Industrial Way. The only thing that will change here is that because the grade separated roadway will touch down way past the Weyerhaeuser Gate, we were asking Weyerhaeuser to relocate this gate right here. And finally, this is the south leg of the grade separated option. As you may know, right now the Eastport Way is 2 lanes serving 2 directions, and the Westport Way is 2 lanes serving 2 directions until about the Weyerhaeuser Gate. In the future, we are proposing that, In the future, we are proposing that Eastport Way and Westport Way will be a one big counterclockwise loop. All right, the second alternative that we looked at is called the partial grade separated option. In this option, we are assuming that the railroad that crosses Oregon Way will not have to be realigned. So this is what it would look like. We're going to have an intersection that's elevated, and we're also going to have an intersection that will remain on the ground. The difference is that in the grade separated option, not all of the movement that we have now will be available, meaning that in the future, if you're coming from Ocean Beach Highway and you need to go to I-5, you're gonna remain on the at-grade roadway, and take the at-grade intersection and go straight to I-5. All right, so looking at the north leg in the Oregon Way side, since we are not realigning the railroad, it kind of pushes the touchdown point of the grade separated roadway further to the north of Alabama, which blocks Alabama Street. And for us to do effectively connect the grade separated roadway to the local roadway, we decided that we will improve Alabama and 14th Avenue, meaning that if you're coming from Oregon Way and you would like to access one of these businesses here, all you have to do is go through the grade separated intersection, come down to Oregon Way, make a right on Beach Street, come down 14th Avenue, and then Alabama. Now for Industrial Way, as you can see, the grade separated roadway is on the south side of the existing road, and the at-grade roadway is on the north side. And we did that to again give vehicular access to the businesses on the north side of the Industrial Way. Now, if you're coming from I-5 and you would like to go to Rainier, Oregon, all you have to do is stay on the left lane until you hit this intersection right here, and you'll be able to go up the proposed grade separated roadway. If you're coming from I-5 and you would like to go to Ocean Beach Highway or Barlow Point, all you have to do is remain on the right lane and go straight. This is what the west leg of the partial grade separated option would look like. The grade separated roadway will be saddled by the at-grade roadway, as you can see. Again, we are going to ask Weyerhaeuser to close the gate along Industrial Way. The south leg of the intersection, it's going to be similar to the one that I showed you earlier. It's going to be a one-way loop on the portway. So, budget. We have $85 million from the Connecting Washington Fund. However, while evaluating the concept, we have found out that the concept cost approximately $150 million. And I'm going to talk to you guys in a minute on what we are currently doing. So here's our schedule. So if I'm not mistaken, I was informed that one of our team members talked to you back in October 2017. So early 2018, we published our draft EIS. Sometime around, I think, May or June 2018, we selected a preferred alternative, which is the partial grade separated option. And yeah, so as of the moment, we are currently refining and evaluating the options that I just presented to see what can we do to bring the estimate down within budget. And so we are working with consultants, and we're also working with a technical advisory committee that's comprised of Port of Longview, City of Longview, City of Kelso, College County. We're all working together to see how we will be able to do that. Once a once we have a viable solution, we will hold a public outreach to let the people know of the preferred alternative, what it looks like, and how much it would cost. So once all that is done, we will continue working in finalizing the environmental impact statement. And we still think that construction in 2021 is still possible. So, most of the things that I talked about can be found on our website, industrialwayoregonway.org, or you can also contact us at this phone number. That's the WSDOT Kelso office phone number. So that's all I have. Any question? Yes, sir. I'm sorry? All right, so the question is, what's the plan for the rail line up to Barlow Point? So we've been coordinating with Port of Longview. They don't really know when's that gonna come, but the last I heard, they've been applying for grants to fund that project. Yeah. So the location would be this right here. This it is shown by the red line. It is not their final location yet, but that's what they want. So it's, I would say, a few hundred feet south of the existing Industrial Way Oregon Way intersection. Okay. So the question, are you talking about the Lewis and Clark Bridge? Okay. So the question is that if we go on construction, if the Lewis and Clark Bridge will be closed or all the work will be done at night. As of this point, we don't know yet, but the Lewis and Clark Bridge is a significant connection between Oregon and Washington. So we're going to be working with our consultant to figure out a way on how to construct this project without closing the bridge.
Can we just close the bridge?
It's called the funniest solution.
Yes, sir. Joanna, would you like to answer that?
I'd like to hear her.
So adding another crossing over I-5 or over the Columbia River is not currently in any of our plans, our long-term plans or our funded plans. So we have to go ahead with this project knowing that that might happen, but it probably won't be during my career. And so, it might be a logical solution to some of the congestion issues that we have, but right now we can't afford to look at projects like that with any real hope.
In 1995, the Longview City Council approved that idea and to partner with that. And so I thought it might happen in my lifetime, but it's not gonna happen in yours. I'm in trouble.
I said my career, which also might be my lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, I've worked here, so.
Everything from 1995 was junk.
That's right.
Yes.
Once you start this project, how many years is this going to take to finish?
We estimate between 2 to 3 years. It really depends on what the project looks like and how the contractor chooses to stage it. We're likely to put some incentives on getting it done sooner, though, because we know what an impact it would be.
And how do you think you guys are going to come up with a plan to save money? Because in the meantime, while everybody's trying to figure out the financing, wages are going up.
Right.
Prevailing wages are already, I know with the plumber's market, it's depending on what prevailing wage.
And our construction costs are going up as well.
Exactly. So I don't see where you're going to be able to save any money off of that.
So realistically, what we're looking at is what we call phasing of the project. So when Julius was talking about that extension of the industrial rail corridor, and there was some comment about maybe it would go through, well, that is one of the things we're looking at, is waiting on the part of the project that would cross that, because it is very expensive, and waiting for it to happen when the actual extension of the railroad goes through. So we would have to do parts of the project at a time. So that's part of what we're looking at. Do you have a question? Yeah.
Is there any conversations going on between WSDOT and WSDOT about, I know in Columbia County, the St. Helens, there's been a lot of conversation about putting a bridge from there across to Joanna. It would seem taking it from Joanna across to here would be, I don't know if there's funding for both put together to make it work.
Right. Well, again, adding another crossing of the Columbia River isn't in the plans right now. We're all talking about it, but we do have one that we've got to cross in I-5 down there, and that's been difficult enough. So adding in another one, I can't imagine the environmental hoops you have to jump through to be able to add another one.
Is the Department of Ecology signed off on this?
Not yet. That's what part of this environmental impact statement is getting them to buy off on it. They have had an opportunity to comment on it, and so far they haven't had any significant comments about what we've proposed.
The way that somebody can kill it.
Subsoil.
I don't know.
That whole area.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. How are you going to build an elevated roadway? That's going to wait.
Hey, Bill, our engineer.
Yeah. We're well aware that it is terrible soil. We've had some drillings go into there, so we have a couple of ideas for the fill. We can do lightweight fill, which is basically these big foam blocks that look like Legos. We can put together. We used it down in Vancouver area at Salmon Creek very recently. We can also do some really deep foundations, probably 180 feet deep is where we have to go to get some of the foundations in there. So that's not some of this expense is coming from. It's not an easy project to build. Other questions?
Is there any discussion about having ferry service in the
We haven't even gotten there yet. When we figure out what we're going to build, we'll definitely be having those discussions about how we get more service. If we do have to close the bridge, I don't really anticipate that we'll close the bridge more than maybe one night if we have to deliver burgers or something like that has to come through, but we're really going to try not to close it at all.
Thank you. Are you able to stick around a little bit for any other questions? Okay, great. Thank you very much. For your presentation, thank you. Thank you. And Bug, and inside here's an application for the club if you're interested in joining this wild group. Thank you. Turn this off. No, it's not going to. Okay, so let's do the red to blue ticket. Yeah, the red and blue ticket. Blue ticket's up first. Number is, I'll just use both of these, 208-4561. Craig Firth, all right. And Lan Jane, do we have any desserts? And on the red ticket. What'd you get? Queen of Spades. Red ticket, 9565. This is really funny. 61.
Yes, that's me.
Both the red and blue tickets ended with 561.
Okay, I'll
Phil.
put the blue one then. No, okay. Relay for life.
Relay for life. A reminder, board meeting, Bob Paul's Cafe, Thursday, 7 a.m. Board members, please make sure you're there. Harold Malone's going to have a chit chat with those over this corner for the wheelchair ramp. So make sure you stop in and talk with Harold. And Kathy's got the sock hop. She needs lots of help with that. And what was your question? Oh, she's got tickets. So, and if anybody remembers what Flora Lee had done the last couple of years with that can be of some help to Kathy, let her know. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.